have a question, actually, to Dan and to a certain extent, Sean. Lately, when Mark, you've had these Democratic strategists on, okay, they all talk about how bad the economy is. Okay, they're saying the economy's bad, everything looks bad. Um, Unemployment is at 4.2% right now. Optimum is between 3.5 and 5%. So that's pretty good. Inflation is about 2.39%, which is pretty good. Um, so the economy isn't bad yet. Now,
Well, just to be clear, and I could run through, I could give you more positives,
mhm,
but there's also negative statistics about the
sure.
economy. So it's mixed. But I'll say, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I've been wanting to say this for a while. John McCain in 2008 was derided for saying the fundamentals of the economy are strong. I actually think there's an argument, even with the tariffs doing the damage they've done already, that the fundamentals of the economy are pretty strong, particularly compared to the rest of the world. So you're
Absolutely.
not you're not wrong, sir, but there are economic statistics that are negative, and I think it's misleading. I say with respect, it's misleading to cite a few stats and say, well, that's positive, so the economy's good. It's mixed.
Well, yeah, I agree it's mixed. But if you listen to the Democratic strategist, it isn't mixed. It's bad,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's
I
going to
hear
get
you.
worse. I think the comments that on your um, uh, session last night or yesterday afternoon, where your two Democratic strategists were saying, I believe by the end of the year it's going to get really worse, and he's going to lose his base, and
Yeah.
the economy is going to go in the dumper. Well, it doesn't seem like that. I think there's a lot of hype that when Rand Paul says the all of the tariffs are going to be a tax and it's hurting everyday Americans. I haven't seen a lot of that yet. I mean, there are some, but they say it's slowing down at the ports, but it's some. So if you look at, I mean, Trump's not stupid. He's going to maybe pull some rabbits out of the hat. I mean, he just said he may do that this week in terms of an agreement with India or whatever. So my question is, what happens to the Democrats if, in fact, what Trump is espousing and executing on actually works? Where are the Democrats going to go?
They're
Where are
back. They're
they?
back. I'll turn to Dan, but first by saying they'll take out their "We Are All Kilmar" T-shirts again and go back to that.
Yeah.
Dan, what's
Yeah,
the
I
answer to
mean,
that one?
Ken, did you vote for Donald Trump in November?
Yes.
Okay. Did you think the economy was strong in October?
I thought it was okay. I
Okay.
mean, the
Did you
economy, I
vote for
mean,
Trump in
markets were
did you vote for
terrific under
Trump in
Biden.
16?
Yes.
Do you think the economy was strong in September of 16?
Not so much.
You don't
No.
even have to answer it. The economy was strong in 16
Mhm.
when Obama handed Trump one of the better economies that a president has handed off in recent memory. Right? Clinton gave Bush a great one.
Yeah, he did.
Biden handed, if you're going to look at metrics, stock market, like et cetera,
Mhm.
it was pretty darn strong. Like,
Unemployment,
I mean, just go across the line,
but
right?
not inflation, Dan.
But by November of 2024,
It was
inflation, even at the
yeah,
border, was starting to
yeah,
go down, just if we're going to be fair, right?
yeah, yeah.
So the economy was horrible on November 4th and was golden on November 6th, right? It's the magic of Trump, right? You just say it
Yep.
enough, everyone believes it. So Democrats banged on the drum all of 2024. The economy is actually pretty good. We are better than the rest of the world. We came out of COVID better than anyone else. And as Sean said, and he was right, and it pains me as a Democrat, in people's guts, they did not feel better. They were scared.
Mhm.
Inflation was hurting. Today, people are scared. They see tremors, kind of little tremors in the pond that they feel could become bigger. So you are right. If Trump is successful with the tariffs, Republicans will pay a huge beneficiaries, and we will be in big trouble on the economy. Now, Trump makes issues every day, so it could be something else. But as I've said this, if he ends the wars, immigration, is slowing down. If this works out, the guy literally could be on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Just a little news before Sean responds. Vice President this morning, moments ago at the security conference, says about the Russians. They're asking for a certain set of requirements, a certain set of concessions in order to end the conflict. We think they're asking for too much. It's a pretty finer point
Right.
on it than you normally hear from the administration. Sean.
Well,
Must
first
be
on
because
that,
of Joe Biden.
he's right. I mean, he's right, meaning JD is right because they are asking for too much. The idea of these future security assurances on their behalf about the status of Ukraine is ridiculous. So I'm glad that the vice president's acknowledged that. And again, it continues to show what I said earlier, that Putin has overplayed his hand on this thing. Look, I will just say what I've said for a long, long time. People vote on two things, both gut visceral issues, personal security and economic security. How do you feel? So what some politician or pundit says is largely irrespective of how people feel when they go to the ballot box. They will be moved. Either they feel good about their lives? Do they feel secure when they walk down the street? Do they feel like they've got some extra money in their pocket or they're saving, or do they not? And you cannot be convinced otherwise because somebody tells you that. So you can be affirmed in that position by somebody saying, wow, don't you agree that you feel better? So I think, look, I believe that Donald Trump, as I've said before, is betting a ton on the fact that he's going to be rewarded for looking out for America and our country and our businesses and the workers that they employ. So I'm happy and excited that he's doing this stuff, and I believe that he will prevail in this and be rewarded politically.
Okay. Ken, thank you for coming in. Grateful to you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.